Chapter 9, The Right Track. The next morning, you and Tristan head to the agency early to meet with the team. Thank you all for coming. Though, Ruby, don't you have work? I decided to use a few of my ample vacation days at the mortuary. I think we can agree. I'm part of this case now. We wouldn't have gotten this far without you, that's for sure. This whole setup is making me suspicious. You brought donuts. What do you want? So, Tristan and I secured an invite to an organization that might include our killer. We'd like your permission to run an undercover op. After what happened at the governor's mansion, you'd better have a damn compelling argument. Of course we do. Once we've rehearsed extensively. Chloe, would you care to explain, or should I? Let him do it. You nodded Tristan, signaling for him to start. Alright, while we don't know much about the group, we do know it's good at maintaining secrecy, and its members include the rich and powerful. But if we swing at any of these people and miss, the whole organization could go dark. We'd lose our only lead. I hear you, but we can't just sit around waiting until the victim number 3 hits. Wow, you guys really did rehearse. You've made your point. I'll approve the op under a few conditions. The first being that I'm running Overwatch on the mission. Oh snap, boss is going into the field. Next, you're not there to take the guy out. You're on recon only. We'll be on standby in the van outside. How will we be armed? You won't. Too big a risk. We're your panic button. I don't care if he confesses on sight. Do not engage without us. Mafalda, I understand. I'm still sore from the last 2 fights. I'm not looking to add any new injuries. So when is this meeting supposed to be happening? Tonight, in fact, at some factory across town. Why is it always at night? Just once, I want to hear the call to initiation on Tuesday at 7. Remember to wear comfortable footwear. That evening, you and Tristan pull up to an abandoned factory buried deep within an old industrial park. I can see why they picked this place. Remote location, few good sightlines for surveillance. Not to mention the suitably unsettling atmosphere. Luke's voice crackles through your earpiece. I can confirm. This place is pretty culty, but I'm not seeing anyone around. You must be the first to arrive. Maybe the rest are running fashionably late? Remember, the game tonight is winning these people's favor. The more they trust you, the safer you'll be. And the better our chances of learning something useful. We're heading in now, going radio silent in case they're watching. Over and out. Hello? It's Prince Tristan and Anastasia of Zemenia. Is there a valet here, or shall we just leave our car out front? Instead of a response, you know, for-robed. Hanging from the garment rack at the back, one set in plain black and the other is covered in elegant embroidery. Tristan plucks a note off the rack. The choice is yours. May the hand of Mahara guide you. Well, we're certainly in the right place. Is this a test? If it is, I think the answer is fairly obvious. Let me guess, take the gold ones for diamond choice and take the other ones for normal. Tristan takes one of the more elaborate robes and ducks behind the garment rack. He emerges moments later, swathed in luxurious fabric. Ooh, nice suit. Well, sure they're murderers, but I must say these people certainly have style. You have to try this on. Where are the fancy cult robes to your meeting? Ah, nothing says diamond choice like that. Interesting red outfit with it, too. If we're going to do this, we should do it right. Tristan takes a step towards you, adjusting the gold embroidered hood around your face. And I might say you're doing very right. Your heart quickens as your eyes remain locked. Then you remember where you are and step away. It seems there's a step 2. You notice to a pair of folding chairs beside the rack. A blindfold and handcuffs laid neatly on each. You pick up a tinted paper card. Put me on. Kinky. You roll your eyes as Tristan picks up a pair of handcuffs, looking uneasy. When he speaks, his voice is a whisper. Shall we keep these on the loose side, you know, just in case? No, just keep them tight. It's all about trust. Don't want them suspecting anything. Your handcuffs clink as you tighten them to the same level you would any suspect. He frowns, but follows suit. Let me tie your blindfold for you, darling. You hand Tristan your blindfold. He makes a show of blindfolding you, but intentionally ties the knot loose enough for you to see through the bottom. How's that? Dearest, tie it tighter. No need to be so gentle with me, sweetheart. Let's be sure to do it right. Tristan tightens your blindfold and then presses into your hand. You feel your way over his face, cinching the cloth tight behind his head. You settle in your seats, wait a few moments, and a few moments later your earpiece crackles. Rose, get ready. We've got a car pulling up. Soon after, the two sets of footsteps echo across the warehouse, coming your way. I'll check the blindfolds while you check the cuffs. On him. Footsteps circle around behind you. You feel a finger slip behind the knot of your blindfold and give it a tug. Secure. Feel a set of cold hands check your handcuffs next. Cuffs are good too. My. What good little doggies you're. I see the hand of Mara's guided you well in choosing your ceremonial robes. Well, you know what they say. Dress for the secret society you wish to join. Why do we not have blindfolds on? Seriously. It seemed like an obvious choice. Agreed. But you'd be surprised by how many choose differently. Alright, get them up. Let's walk. A pair of hands grips you by the elbow and hauls you to your feet. The two of you are marched across the room and into the cool night air. Watch your head as you get in, then sit directly backwards. Your sense of balance lurches as you fall back into a seat you can't see. Your heart leaps as you realize where you are. Get their seatbelts. I'll do the rags. What the hell? Get off of me! Rag slips over your mouth. A sickly sweet chemical smell filling your nostrils. In your ear, the earpiece pops and hisses. Rose, I think I'm losing signal. Can you... I'm getting some kind of interference from... Rose, if you want us to come in there, just give it the word. Sweet dreams. You try to pull away, but the seatbelt clicks across your chest, strangely heavy. Yes, it's nap time. And then the world goes dark. When your eyelids eventually flutter open, Tristan stands in front of you, his blindfolded, handcuffs gone. Thank God, Anastasia, you're up. Debatable. Where are we? I have no idea. You take in the scene around you. You're in a plush armchair with a dimly lit, windowless lounge. You touch a hand in your ear, your headpiece hisses softly. The signal, nothing but dead air. Is your... He nods and puts a finger to his lips. He nods over his shoulder. Across the room, a pair of figures stirs in their chairs. This is not what I was told to expect. That's Ruth Iverson. What's she doing here? Evidently joining a cult. But who's the one with her? Oh, I think I bit my tongue. That's... I don't think it was a politician. I think it was a hedge fund guy. Chet, something... We talked for a couple minutes at Iverson Ball. That's not Chet Masters, if that's who you mean. His face is at least 10% more punchable. Wasn't he running for something? Oh, yeah, no, you were right. Right, the St. Clair guy, Kenneth. I guess my brain's still a little foggy. That we haven't touched this book in a while. And Kenneth gets to his feet, panic rising. Hey, where are we? What's going on? Your audition. You all jump, suddenly aware of an elegant figure sitting at the end of the bar. Her voice sounds artificial, like it's being altered as she speaks. Probably by, one of the masks. I hope you all had a nice rest. It did. It will be your last you find this night. I am Devona, a druid of the Hand of Mara, a sacred fellowship which you have been granted an opportunity to join. Opportunity meaning we can fail? 2 of you can. Ruth and Kenneth size you up warily. Damn it, I knew this was a bad idea. How do we prove our worth? Whatever it is, I'm ready. To become one of the chosen, you must face a series of trials. designed to pay tribute to Mahara's three aspects: the crone, the mother, and finally the maiden. However, only half of you will reach the end of this particular journey. What happens if we lose? Perhaps you'll wake up back in the warehouse with nothing but a headache and a strange story. Or perhaps you won't wake up at all. Who's to say? Such matters are beneath me. And if I win, you people will get me elected? Will you shut up? I swear to God, if you ruin this for me. Bickering between the two. Devona lifts an arm. On the opposite side of the room, the wood panel slides open, silently revealing two doors. Ruth and Kenneth, your trials await through the doors to your left. Tristan and Anastasia, the ones to your right. Go, 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 Kenneth, we can't lose! It's not about who gets done first, it's about who gets done, period. They race out of the room, leaving you and Tristan alone with Devona. Wait, is this actually a race? No. The first trial is based on performance, not speed. Then why not correct them? They didn't ask. So, is this part of the test? Can we ask you about what we're walking into? She laughs and pulls something from her robes, holding out for you to see. Oh. I know what these are. You have to decode it. But as you reach for the cylinder, she pulls away. The device is called a Signum cylinder. Inside, you'll find clues regarding the first two trials you're about to face. I take it requires something in exchange. Nothing much. Listen to a little story and answer a few questions. If you do that, it's yours. So they're going in deaf, blind, and having no clue how to answer their first trials, and we are actually choosing. Slow and steady. Let the competition begin! Sure, let's do it. We'll take all the help we can get. Though why help us? Because you asked. I respect those who acknowledge their ignorance and seek guidance. Besides which, I like you more than the other two. You must be testing us. You wouldn't reveal your intentions if you have nothing to gain. He shrugs mildly. This isn't one of the trials. I value honesty as much as I assume you do. And I want you to win. Clearly you have good taste. I have a story for you. The tale of three hunters. Listen, and the cylinder will be yours. I don't think that anyone ever made it to Dracovia. Devona bows her head and begins to speak. Long ago the wilderness still covered the world. There were three brothers, hunters of varying ages. The eldest was an experienced marksman who kept to the old ways. The middle brother was more modern, a skeptic, but skilled tracking. The youngest, however, was known as a hot-blooded upstart. He spurned his family's customs, and he loved making mischief. I like this guy. Sounds like the three piggies. Why am I not surprised? One day the brothers decided to go hunting. On their way to the woods, they stopped at the shrine of Mara to make an offering, as was their custom. The eldest went to the statue of Maiden. He laid a crown of flowers at her feet and said a prayer, as their mother taught them long ago. The middle brother didn't see the need for all this, but he knew it was his older brother happy. So he went along. He climbed a great tree, picked a fruit from the top for Mother, then when it came to say the prayers, he rolled his eyes. I can see where this is going. When it came time to make his offering, the youngest approached the grave of the crone, who accepts offerings of blood, and spat on it. Oh, classic. So what happened on their hunt? The oldest brother killed a boar with one shot. The middle hit an elk, but missed the heart. He had to separate from the others to track it down. As for the youngest, he had 3 days of bad luck, but on the final day of the hunt, he heard a noise like a bear cub in the bushes. Here it comes. He took out his bow, took aim at the bush, and what do you think happened next? The cub's mom killed him. That is the way these things usually go, isn't it? I suppose he had it coming. You're close, but the truth is, I'm afraid, even worse than that. The bear cub in the bushes was not a bear at all. It was the middle brother, on the way back from tracking his elk. How brutal. When the oldest brother learned what happened, he killed the youngest and offered the corpse to the crown in his apology. You people need happier stories. I don't know, I rather like it. Very Jacobian. Devona clears her throat. What do you think the meaning behind that tale is? The moral is... respect your elders. She bows her head. Tristan makes a disappointed sound. Of course it's something like that, how dull. The most important lessons often are. As you work your way through the trials tonight, I hope this story will be some help of you. And this should prove useful as well. She pulls a cylinder from her sleeve and offers it to you. Yeah, we still have to solve a very nearly impossible cipher. It's 5 by about 20 to 30. So, good luck with the astronomical amount of possibilities. What does it do? The Signum cylinder will offer guidance through the first 2 trials, if provided the correct password. How will we know the password? Each trial's element will point out the way. And with that, I'm afraid our time is up. Best of luck this evening. I'll see you on the other side, one way or another. Thanks. You and Tristan hand through the door to face your first trial. As you enter the room, sconces in the wall flicker to light. Between them, you can see the familiar 3 arrow symbols next to the stone face, an old woman glaring down at you. It's fire. On a pedestal beneath the statue sits a cat o' 9 tails. You look up on security cam, quietly watching you. You gotta be kidding me. This is going to be a very strange night. An overhead speaker chimes through the room with a soft, melodious voice. Once a young girl set out to seek the wisdom of the crone, who lived in a cottage at the end of the woods, beyond a thorny meadow. The girl decided to take the high road to avoid the thorns. The journey took her 3 days. At the end, the crone invited the girl to pose a single question. The girl asked, "How can I become wise like you?" The crone smiled and said, "I have led an exciting life." Then she lifted her skirt to show the many scars on her legs. On the way home, the girl left her boots on the roadside and took a walk through the thorns instead. Charming story. I wonder who writes their material. So, what one of us is supposed to do is whack the other with a whip until the door opens, or... I think it's meant to test our pliability. See how well we follow orders, even those that are uncomfortable. You pull out the cylinder Devona gave you. Well, let's see if I can get this thing open first. You take a look around the room at the altar, the camera, the flickering sconces, and you attempt to enter the password. What was it? She said something about elements. I'm assuming she didn't mean the periodic table. You put the final letter, and the cylinder clicks open. Even though it's nearly impossible because it was 5 by how many ever, but, you know. Unless you leave the final one blank, I don't know if that's a possibility. Nicely done. That seemed to be a no issue for you. I do a lot of crosswords. Crosswords is not going to prepare you for the cylinder. Her clue prepared you for it. Inside one of the compartments, you find a small scroll. You unfurl it and read. The crone demands difference, but also has a sense of humor. To succeed, you must entertain her. So whoever's watching this doesn't just want us to go through the motions. We need to get into it, give them a show. Glance towards the camera and nod. Let's just get this over with. You and Tristan approach the pedestal. Pick up the cat o' 9 tails. Here goes nothing. It's a flogger. Aha, not so fast. He plucks it out of your hands and runs his fingers along the fronds, smirking. Anastasia, my dear, after last night's escapades, I believe it's my turn to dole out the punishment. On the walls, the torches dim for a moment, and then flare approvingly. I take it our enthusiasm is appreciated. Now take off your robe. Excuse me? Did you imagine our friends behind the camera had clothing in mind for this particular challenge? Oh, sometimes I hate it when you're right. You shrug off your robe, strip to your waist, the air in the room surprisingly chilly on your skin. We'll need a safe word just in case you need to stop me. Say, Demicles. What? Got it. Well, let's just get this over with. You take up a position in front of the pedestal, leaning over and bracing against it with both hands. Tristan brings the whip down with a sure hand, flicking it across your back. Your skin stings a bit where it hit. I am not gonna ask for... Again. He cracks the whip down in your back. Your muscles tense against the pain, but you notice the torches flare approvingly. More... as you wish. Tristan slashes the whip across your shoulders with an audible crack. You hiss sharply as the torches erupt with light. I guess we'll have to keep going for more. Another. Your words are cut off by the sound of stone grinding against stone. You turn as the door to the light chamber slides open in the light of the flaring torches. Guess they liked our performance. They're not alone. You were something else. He winks at you and then tosses you your robe. You slip it over your head. Shall we? You nod and the two of you head through the open door. Someone's on a, I don't know, binge of kink, I guess, at Pixelberry. On the other side, you find yourself in a huge indoor pool. Tristan gives a low whistle that echoes off the curves of the walls and ceiling. The water. This building must have cost them a fortune. For the hand, a drop in the bucket. You turn to see Ruth and Kenneth entering another door, each studiously avoiding the look at each other. Heard some of them members of billionaires. Tristan walks the edge of the pool, peering over the edge. Hey, what are those things at the bottom? Those looks like, spikes? Your next task. You all turn at the sound of a deep, masculine voice, altered in the same way as Devona's. A new masked figure approaches. Congratulations on making it this far. I am Vosagus, a druid of the Hand of Mahara. I'll be overseeing your next trial. Tristan leans in close, whispering in your ear. Why does the name Vosagus ring a bell? Because it was in the book. Bird gave it to us. That's the alias used by the guy who bought a bulk order of the same drug the killer used on Sanja. Good to know. By the edge of the sea, there lived a sailor's widow. She mourned her husband for 3 days and nights before seeking the mother's counsel. Mother, said the widow, I can't go on without him. Tell me how to be strong like you. The mother replied, every day I exercise by diving to the bottom of the ocean and pulling a mountain to the surface. He gestures vaguely towards the pool, like a nobleman casting pennies. I've left some personal belongings in those chests down there. Fetch them for me, won't you? Time to consult the oracle. You pull out the signum cylinder. Where did you get that? Your colleague gave it to us. Wait, what is that thing? How come we didn't get one? You take a look around the room, the old tile work, the chest, the rippling pool. It's elementary, my dear Anastasia. You groan as you fiddle with the cylinder. Water. You slide the last letter to R and a second compartment opens. Well, what do we have here? You and your backs to Ruth and Kenneth, you pull out a new scroll from the inside and read. The mother respects feats of strength, but also admires cunning. Not all challenges are what they appear. So we can cheat somehow? You glance towards the pool. I don't think we need to haul the whole chest up. Just retrieve whatever's inside. As you pull the cylinder away, Vosagus clears his throat. Are you finished? Can we continue? Oh, you know, for a high society that's secret, you know, you seemingly have a little attitude. Yep, we're good now. Great, thanks, appreciate it. Alright then, chest, pull, hop to it. You and Tristan exchange appreciative looks with Ruth and Kenneth. Oh, did I mention? You may want to hurry. This one is a race. But don't just stand there. Get in the water, you idiot. Ruth shoves Kenneth in the pool and leaps in after him, floundering towards the chest. No time to lose. Take off your robe first. We'll move faster underwater. You and Tristan quickly disrobe, then dive into the pool, and the water is frigid as it hits your skin. You find Tristan and dive down to the chest together. Open it. You tug at the lid, but it's locked. Tristan swims up to help you try to open it, but it won't budge. You come up, gasping for air. Ruth and Kenneth surface nearby. What the hell is in that thing? Bricks? Stop talking and get back down there. They dive again. Tristan shakes the hair from his eyes and turns to you. They just couldn't make this easy. I don't see a key around her either. It says we need a key. Pulls a hairpin from behind your ear. Hey. I bet I can pick the lock. Underwater? Okay. Tristan dives and begins attacking the lock, but it seems to resist his efforts. Across the room, Ruth and Kenneth are slowly dragging their chest across the pool. Beside you, Tristan lets out a bubble of air and explodes towards the surface. Damn it, I almost had it. I just can't stay down long enough. There's gotta be a way to unlock it. The cylinder basically said as much. Any chance you've got scuba gear and oxygen tank under that robe? No, but I got an idea. Tristan, I'll give you more air. If you insist. Grins and dives back underwater. After a few moments, you take a deep breath and follow. At the bottom of the pool, Tristan is still fighting with the lock. You plant your lips over his, exhaling air into his lungs. Your eyes lock for one fleeting moment. Yeah, don't get ahead of yourself. Then you shoot to the surface again as Tristan turns back to lock. A moment later, the chest pops open. Tristan grabs something from inside, kicks off the bottom. The two of you swim to where Vossigus waits. Nicely done. I can't say I've seen that one before. What can I say? We're innovators. Nearby, Ruth and Kenneth surface, gasping and dragging their chest onto the stairs. Alright, we did it. You did it late. Vossigus paces around the pool to Ruth and Kenneth's chest and kneels to open it. Too late, I'm afraid, but you'll still need this. What is this for? Your final trial. Across the room, another hooded figure enters and takes Ruth and Kenneth away. Vossigus nods to you, and Tristan, follow me. Your robes cling to your damp skin as you pull them back on. You follow Vossigus out of the room. You and Tristan follow Vossigus up a flight of stairs to a circular room with two chairs in the center. Behind them looms a three-headed statue and Devona. So, the prince and his suitor have made it this far. Given Annika's glowing recommendation, I expect nothing less. I had a good feeling about these two. They're not done yet. I'll be needing the vial now. You hesitate, then hand over the vial of liquid you retrieve from the chest. She produces two syringes from the folds of her flowing robes. More drugs. You people certainly do enjoy yourselves. Yeah, but they're drugs for you. You watch with growing apprehension as Devona pulls the cap off a syringe, stabs the vial, and pulls the plunger. It's the clear liquid rising inside. Tell me, are you familiar with the compound novoglitterol? I've never heard of it. It's a designer sedative, sometimes referred to as glitter, very hard to come by. Not to mention pricey. Not, but worth the expense. And why's that? Because when it's administered at the right dosage by someone who knows what they're doing, it has a useful side effect. True serum. For about 5 minutes, it acts as a very potent true serum. You feel Tristan tense beside you as Devona loads the second syringe. She carefully presses the plunger under until a single drop forms on the needle's tip. So you're gonna inject us with stuff and then what? Interrogate us? Interrogation is such a strong word. We prefer to think of it as an initiating, a open and honest dialogue with your friends. We must ensure every link in our chain is dependable if we wish our organization to remain secret, and so this final trial pays homage to the maiden, the youngest and most innocent of Mara's the three faces, but also the hardest to deceive. Devona lays the two syringes on the table and pushes them forward. What are we supposed to do with these? You have two choices. You can go into a room with us, and we'll see where the conversation takes us. Or you can both stay and face the challenge together. What's the catch? There is none. No one would begrudge you for a little moral support. Just make sure you really want the truth from each other. Diamond choice. Complete the trial with Tristan. Tristan and I will do this together. Come this far together, we'll finish it together. As you wish. In that case, my services can be put to better use elsewhere. I have a feeling those two are going to be a handful. His robe flares as he spins on his heel and marches out of the room. Take a seat, Your Highness. Tristan obeys. He winces as Devona looms over him and plunges the needle into his chest, just above his heart. How do you feel? Fit as a fiddle. Tristan puts on a cocky grin, but by now you know him well enough to spot the fear behind his eyes. Your turn. You take a seat and receive your injection, hissing softly as the needle enters your chest. It's over quickly, though. Not so terrible after all, is it? That remains to be seen. Tristan reaches out to squeeze your hand as a cloud settles over your mind, urging you to speak aloud all of your thoughts. Let's not delay any longer. Tell me, how did you learn of our organization? You open your mouth to tell Devona about the agency, and then catch yourself at the last moment. Swallowing the words, she tilts her head curiously. Well, I'm super fascinated with cults. Are you now? And what is it you find so very fascinating? The members, the mythos, the entire aesthetic of it all. Ah, swept up by the romance, are you? I can understand that. She paces towards the window, drifting out of your sight for a moment. You try to sit up, but the room lurches and spins around you. Oof, bad idea. That'll be the Nova Glitter roll. You may feel a little dizzy, but don't worry. You're not in any danger. She'd better not be. Oh, or you'll do what exactly? You should hope you never have to find out. I see our prince is a bit of a protective streak, and his beloved Anastasia has such confidence in him. Luckily, the maiden smiles on those who display loyalty and protection. Protective is definitely something both of us have in spades. Our orders can't accept just anyone who wishes to join us. Our members must add something of value. What makes you worthy of us? The truth is, you need royal blood in your ranks. A secret called for the rich and powerful with no thrones behind it. It's a joke. Who's to say we don't already have royalty among our members? Believe me, I'd know if you did. News travels fast in my circles. We have a newsletter. Your connections and your confidence do credit in the maiden's eyes. The next question is a favorite of mine. What's a secret you don't want me to know? That I'm a dancer. Terrible one. Hey, I'm perfectly passable dancer. You shoot Tristan a barbed glance, but your expression softens to appreciation as you remember what you were about to say. Now, Tristan, Anastasia can speak for herself. What were you saying, dear? That I have feelings for Tristan. That's a Tristan who stares at you with mingled shock and vulnerability that slowly resolves into a soft smile. Why would your feelings for Tristan be a secret? You are together, after all. Our relationship is, well, it's fake. Some sort of political arrangement, perhaps, or an attempt to draw media attention. It's all fake, it's all coming now. Do not bother. I'll find out alongside the public when the tabloids inevitably discover the truth. Useless. Now, Prince Tristan, the same question. What is a secret you don't want me to know? The old Jabretz's Tristan thinks, visibly struggling with his thoughts. Finally, he speaks. Well, I know I'm not supposed to, but I definitely have a favorite sibling and parent. Vacation spot, please don't tell Margarette, or I'll never go anywhere else. How terribly boring would that be? I mean, my picture in last year's Sexiest Man Alive spread was Photoshop. I actually have a mole on my left hip. Then I accidentally asked both Ruby and Luke to pick up the coffee from the office at the same time so they'd run to each other. You did? I did, I'm diabolical. Who are Ruby and Luke? The question is mercifully interrupted by the door slamming open, revealing Vosigus! Devon, I require your assistance with the other applicants. Honestly, Vosigus, is a simple interview too much for you? Withhold your judgment until you see what I'm dealing with. The bickering voice trails off as the door swings shut behind them, leaving you alone with Tristan. I wonder what that's about. Really? That's what you're wondering about right now? Because I'm wondering something a bit more personal, and given the circumstances, I'm tempted to ask. Oh, of course you want to take advantage of my vulnerable state. Only if you agree, and in return for your honesty, I'll offer my own. Not that you'd have a chance. That does undercut my beneficence a bit, doesn't it? Well, as long as we're just sitting here on drugs, I'll play ball. What do you want to ask me? Humor vanishes from his face, replaced by open vulnerability. You shift in your seat, taken aback by the sudden change. Do you trust me? Trust you? Despite my better judgment, I do. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. The exiled party prince with a troubled past. My brain is screaming at me to keep you at a distance. Please tell me there's a but. No, but my gut says something different, and when my gut has something to say, I listen. So, yeah, I trust you. You really have no idea how much that means to me. You stare in each other's eyes, a comfortable silence filling the room. How are you feeling? I think it's starting to wear off. Same here, like the fog is parting a little. It's your turn, to ask me something. We don't have to keep going. I think he was in complete control, if I'm being honest. Maybe I want to. I mean, he's been on the drug, right? You build up a resistance. Tristan's expression is guarded, but his eyes are vulnerable, almost begging. Are you sure? Because we're in a little, past pleasantries right now. The one I ask next is gonna be a whopper. He nods, slowly, seriously, his eyes fully lucid. Ask me. You lower your voice to a whisper too quiet for anyone to hear. Tristan, what happened to Juliana? Are you asking if I killed her? I'm asking what happened. He stares at you for a long time. 5 seconds become 10, 15, he finally speaks. I don't think this is the time or place to answer your question. Yes, I did it. You're not saying... I am. I did it, I killed her. Or at least it was my fault. Tristan. Suddenly the sound of the door creaking open breaks the tension between you. Devona and Vosigus sweep in, wasting no time on pleasantries. Initiates rise. You take Tristan's hand and the two of you lurch unsteadily to your feet. Devona approaches you with a black briefcase. This night you have struggled together, sacrificed together, and now your efforts bear fruit. Tristan, Anastasia, as of this moment, your trials are complete. Congratulations, you two have passed with flying colors. We're thrilled to welcome you aboard. Thank you. You made the right call. I think you'll find Tristan and I have a very significant impact on your organization. I certainly intend to. Great, great. Now enough with this crap. Let's get to the fun stuff. Devon opens the briefcase, inviting you to look inside. Silver mask. Tristan, each take a mask and affix them to your faces. How do I look, dear? Dangerous. As initiates of the Hand of Mahara, your identities will be kept a secret from the rest of our members, and theirs from yours. In that spirit, you may now select a pair of aliases. Tristan for me, and Isolde for her. A pair of secret lovers playing a trick on the world. Interesting. Do you understand the purpose of your aliases is to obscure your name, correct? I prefer to hide in plain sight. Cheeky. Love it. So, does this mean we can leave now, or at least step outside? I need some fresh air. Why would you leave? It's time for your final trial. But I thought you said, this way, please. It's time for a party! No, I'm kidding. It's probably you and Tristan are ushered down a series of dark corridors and up flights of stairs. Tristan grips your hand as Devona reaches for the knob at the iron door. Tristan, Isolde, prepare yourselves for the night of your lives. The door swings open, the blinding light hits you. All around you, a wild bacchanalia rages. Occult disciples in varying stages of undress indulge in wild acts of carnal hedonism. Over there. There's a nods across the party where you spot a familiar visage of the myrrh. But nearby, you see another just like it. You see a third, fourth, fifth, all around the room you see cultists wearing the same bronze animal mask. What the hell? Celebrants, your attention! This night we are pleased to welcome 2 new members into our midst. Please raise your glasses to initiates Isolde and Tristan. Maiden, bless us. Mother, protect us. Drone, direct us. For the glory of the Mahara. This just got complicated. Yep. Alright, without further ado, thanks for watching. Much love and appreciation. Stay tuned for what happens next. And the best way to stay tuned is to hit that subscribe button and become a part of this community and make sure to receive notifications of when I upload content. Without further ado, much love. It would be appreciated if you guys would support this channel, make the community continue growing, and it just would mean a lot. Literally, it's how the content and everything else keeps getting out is due to your continued support. Thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.